welcome to this week's news and updates. We're here. I can't believe we're here. This is our third show. I think it's our third show of the new year, and we're here to bring you all the news. And my name is Laurel, and I'm here with.
I'm Donna. Oh, the music just stopped for me. There's a bit of a delay. And anyways, I'm Donna. I'm the other host here on News and Updates, ready to bring you all the news that is the news in our metaverse community called AltSpace VR. We're so excited you're here with us, whether you're in the room or online. It's a thrill to be here. Mark, our esteemed producer, is off on a work project this week, and so we have beautiful Lisa helping us manage the camera bot. We're so grateful. So welcome, Lisa, and we welcome our volunteer team as well.
I think it is All Girls Day today. I think. I love that.
Girl power!
Hey, girl power! All right, we have some update and some news information that you need to know as you prepare for this coming week. And we want to start with some world-building news first, as there's many people are impacted by the recent developments. I'll get my word. It's another one of those news and updates. I lose my words, and we have the dog joining us. I love it. So we're going to be talking about all the recent developments and in our ability to create unique and fascinating worlds here in AltSpace.
So 18 months ago, we were warned that the old SDK and Shane Senator features would be removed by January of 2018. Yes, you heard that right. 2018. Through a series of conversations with world builders here in AltSpace VR, that deadline was extended repeatedly. And it was announced that it would be discontinued last Monday. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate. And can I just say, my dog is not cooperating either. I'm sure my husband is trying to keep her. She's on a different floor in my house, and she still can be a bother. So I apologize if you hear my puppy, my Basset Hound 4-month-old puppy.
That's okay. And Donna, we're getting some reports of some audio issues. If you want to do a quick re-enter, that would be. I know. It's part of the joy here of all this bells and whistles. Yeah, and even in our virtual world, we are indeed impacted by internet glitches and weather conditions. So Seattle, which is home to AltSpace VR, Microsoft, and many of the developers, was hit with a snowstorm that caused transportation delays, business closures, and power outages across the Pacific Northwest. It was such a pain. And even if for those that worked from home, as some of the AltSpace VR developers and team members do, it's really hard to work without electricity and without internet access. So that made for fun. And then, yep, there you are. You ready for the next one? All yours.
Oh, okay, sorry. And while we were on the subject of weather, our hearts go out to the AltSpace VR community members who live in Newfoundland. This is crazy. The snowfall in Seattle is nothing compared to a record-breaking snowstorm with 100-mile-per-hour winds that are piling up snow enough to actually fill their doors so they can't get outside. It's covering cars, and snowplows are having a terrible time. That only means one thing. It's a good time to be in AltSpace VR and not outside, right? Never a bad hair day, never a cold day. But I can tell, just to add to this, I live in Canada, in Alberta, and I believe it was Tuesday of this week, I live 3 hours away from the city of Edmonton, which recorded the coldest temperature on the planet that day. It was colder in Edmonton than in Antarctica. It's been so cold here. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. You said it was almost down to Celsius freezing, right? Or to absolute freezing close?
Well, yeah, we're Fahrenheit and Celsius meet. Like, we're in those.
Oh man. That's just insane. Just welcome to weather. So along with, the weather issues, and some technical issues, the AltSpace VR team decided to stay safe and warm, and they have delayed the launch of the new Unity uploader until this coming week. So world builders have had access to preview versions of the new Unity uploader, and many have been uploading their Unity worlds and Unity created kits to the latest version of Unity for the past 2 months.
Now, the dev team worked with many world builders over the past couple weeks to help them through the process step by step. It takes time, you guys. This is really time consuming. It was amazing to watch as they worked with each individual closer than most developers and support teams would do. And that's so true, right, Laurel, to ensure a smooth transition. It wasn't smooth for all, but many had their hands held, and change can be confusing, and it can take some time to adapt. You guys, this is another period of time. We lived through it last summer, and we're going to survive this one again. You guys are troopers,
Yeah. Well, the development team is amazing because the contract developer, Anthony M., spent his entire holiday working overtime to help with the early adopters' feedback to build a more robust version of the Unity Uploader, which automates for both 2018 and 2019 versions of Unity. And now you may pull in an existing kit info directly into the Unity editor and upload there. It also builds two build options for build and build and upload kit. So those are two different things. There's the build kit and then there's the build and upload kit. Build kits allow the user to build the kits locally and then manually upload the kits and automatically rename the asset bundles and the zip folder and the asset names with a kit ID prefix, which eliminates any possibility of duplicate names in the server, which is really important. Now, we are anticipating the new release date to be sometime this week, and with that in mind, there have been two key issues that are happening in the community with world building. So please check the world building Discord channel on AltSpace VR for the Discord and for the world building Discord servers for more specific information, but let's let you know what these two issues are.
So first, many people are being patient and waiting for the dust to settle with the new Unity Uploader, and let's be honest, some are not so patient, but most are being kind and patient to update their kits and worlds. For the most part, the developers have reassured us that the 2018 versions will still work, with the exception of a few issues with baked lighting and particle effects. We urge those not keen on living on the edge. And you guys, if you're in AltSpace, I'm sorry, you do actually live on the edge. So ask me to be patient as the new uploader is tested over the next week or so, and then return to world building. So you guys, it's a January. What a way to start the new year, right? The decade. We'll never forget the start of this decade. Yeah.
Yeah. Patience in AltSpace. So
I keep throwing my arms up in the air like you guys can see them, but I have no arms.
So second, some popular worlds by some innovative world builders are not being updated at this time. Spirit Cave, which I know all of you love, is one of them. So the reasons are not to be mean or vindictive or to be pissed off at AltSpace or anything else. They're often really simple reasons. It takes time to update worlds and kits, and sometimes it takes a few minutes, sometimes longer. Many people right now just don't have the time to give it. It's a new year, there's new resolutions, new jobs, new all kinds of stuff, school starting, whatever else. So especially if they have dozens of worlds, it takes a lot of time to re-upload things. So just be aware of that. And please be patient with them as they are trying to be patient with the process. They may update later or not. Life goes on, and more beautiful worlds will be built.
I can't wait. Just even those of you who are hearing our voice right now, live or on live stream or YouTube later, there's going to be amazing worlds built by you guys, and we can't wait to see what that is.
Absolutely.
So some of the kits brought in that we've enjoyed were actually either free or they were purchased kits from the Unity Asset Store or other resources. Thus, the updating might not be the responsibility of the person who imported the kit, but the person who built it. For those of us who aren't world builders, this can all get a bit confusing, but it actually adds to the complexity of what is the process that AltSpace and all the world builders are going through right now. So if the world owner doesn't have the skills to update the world or kits, it's likely they won't do so. And sometimes it's even time constraints, right? Everybody in Old Space is a volunteer, and you guys have jobs, and you have families, and all these things take so much time. And we can really appreciate that, especially from a non-world builder perspective. Really, really appreciate all the effort that goes in to the back end of these things. So luckily, the World Building Development Team and other experienced users are willing to work long hours to help us update our worlds to comply with the Unity updates. And from what we're hearing and seeing, being able to access the new features of Unity 2019 is going to be a really positive thing for all of us, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. So stay tuned for the new update that is coming out this week we hope, to the Unity uploader, and be patient with yourself and others as the world builders convert their spaces to the new version of Unity and experiment with all the new features. And as Donna so beautifully said, create even more beautiful and fun worlds to add to our community. So now let's go back. We've done some world building news. We're going to come back to that again in a second. But I want to talk about now, well, we both do, about some of the news that impacts many of us in AltSpace VR for newcomers, longtime users, and event hosts and moderators.
You know, just going through that list, right? This is a community. I hear so many people talking about AltSpace VR as a game. And it is. I get it. There's fun times and stuff. But you know what? It's a community, and a community is made up of so many different kinds of people, right? Just like in your real life community. So there is no contribution too small. Every little thing we do. So if you're not a world builder and all you do, if you're a world builder and you take the time to go to a campfire, find people who are new to AltSpace and take them on a world tour, like your own personal, their own personal world tour. That contribution is huge, and our community is full of those kinds of people, right? I'm speaking for both of us. We love AltSpace. So the AltSpace VR development team is working on fixing some of the issues to a feature that way back when, before we started the journey through getting to a version that was compliant with the Quest, we had a feature called Front Row. And that is an event hosting tool that allows multiple copies of an event space to increase the audience size. So for those unfamiliar with Front Row, this is what it means. When the audience limit is reached in an event, and you guys all know what you can see on an event space, if it's allowed, how many people are allowed in the space. So if that audience limit is reached, the event space is mirrored, creating a second room that looks identical to the first, but now it allows more people to access that same event. Presenters, the attendees see the speaker and those asking questions, but it seriously improves the performance for everybody because you have less people in one space, the people are spread over multiple spaces, and so it's just a fabulous feature. We were sad that it had to be put on the shelf for a while during the interesting times that we had last summer. So event hosts are required to click the on-air button to be seen in the spaces, but the rest of it works just as the current host panel works right now. So for event hosts, you guys, if you feel chills around you, it's because event hosts are getting chills that this is coming back.
It is. Now, it's only available for a few events right now as it's being tested, and we're using it today as part of the testing team. So if you have a huge following and a large audience for your events, and you want to incorporate Front Row into your event, please contact the AltSpace VR events team and discuss with them. Now, remember, they're still working on it, so there's some buggies in it, but it is getting more and more stable, and they've made great improvements to it, and we're eager to help make it even better. So I can't wait. So I'm excited we get to use it. All right, now, about 6 weeks ago, the InfoZone was introduced as part of the flow of new users into AltSpace VR. Now, this was requested frequently among many longtime users eager to have the welcome desk or lobby returned to AltSpace VR. And so Mark, our producer, and JW and others worked with the development team to create what is now the InfoZone. And it's staffed by community helpers, the experienced, helpful leaders in our community, I guess. I don't know. We're just the helpful people here. To answer questions and to help to help people create accounts. It also acts as a filter for the underage and potential trolls.
So last week, this past Monday, a very exciting thing happened. I have to tell you that I host 101s on Monday evening, and this made me giddy. The info zone was locked down to only allow registered users access to the campfire and to the rest of the worlds and events in AltSpace VR. There should no longer be guests inside AltSpace VR, though a few people who think they're clever have titled themselves guest 123, whatever the number is, a joke. So from initial reports, some event hosts are reporting fewer disruptions, but they're also still reporting too many underage, often disruptive as well. But I have to say, just a lot of time, this is just a fabulous thing for event hosts. I've done a bunch of events this week, and it really has cut down on disruptors. Can I say that if there's 10 disruptors around and 8 of them are taken out because they were guest accounts, the 2 that are left cause way less disturbance. So it's actually, right? They're not a game. Yeah, exactly.
It's a numbers game.
Numbers,
10 disruptors. Okay. That is honestly, most guests are not disruptive, but it just takes a couple. It's the bad apple theory. That makes things uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we've asked before. Help us, please help us help AltSpace VR by blocking and reporting underage individuals and allowing the staff to deal with them. That's part of their job. Help them do it. So this applies to anyone who is purposely disruptive. We've been asking, what does disruptive mean? Okay. So the staff has described it as negative, toxic, or I love this, making you feel helpless or victimized. Whoa, great description. These people's actions are a part of the classification in the terms of service known as disruptive users, and their actions are against the community standards and the guidelines. So Mike, who I call the Chief Inspector for Support in AltSpace VR, explained that if we all use the block tool the way it was meant to be, the community would be safer and a more tolerant space, and he might be out of a job. Okay, I don't think so.
Yeah,
really, just use it right and, go for it.
So we've spent the past few episodes dealing with the issue of underage in AltSpace VR. So review those videos for more details, but know this. International governments created laws to protect the underage. Yes, there are some wonderfully well-behaved underage kids in the world and in AltSpace VR. And can I say vice versa? There's some, it goes both ways too with age. And there are likely 13 and 14-year-olds driving cars without a driver's license. I'll put my hand up. I grew up in rural Manitoba, and I drove a vehicle long before I had a license.
I know.
Microsoft didn't create these rules to be punitive. Really, they didn't create them to be mean, and that's how a lot of younger people see them, but it's really not that way. They are complying with the government rules, which state that in the United States, the laws for those under 13 is that they must only access websites and apps that are designed to be age appropriate and follow age restriction laws and protections. So AltSpace VR doesn't do that. Also note that the underage restriction in Europe is 16. California, Washington State, other states and countries are considering that age or even older. This means that the age restriction could change. And the age restriction underage issue is not going away anytime soon. And so it helps everyone if we all work from the same guidelines. And speaking as one who finds it incredibly hard to do this, because I meet so many people who seriously are so nice and they're polite, but safety is important. Safety is everything. And the admins care about it, volunteers care about it, community helpers care about it, and kids under the age of 13 are not safe. They don't have the same safeguards. They haven't built up those personal safeguards to keep themselves safe. It's our responsibility to do that. Sorry. Oh, is she here? Give me hearts if you guys, give me emojis if you guys are frozen. Oh, I guess you can't do that. If you're not frozen.
Oh, so it wasn't just me.
I don't know, but I said give emojis if you're frozen. Ah, that was
All right. So it wasn't just me. I just want to make sure I wasn't alone in that. Okay. There. Okay, I'm checking my megaphone back on and make sure that everything else is back on. Okay. All right. Is everybody else back on? Okay. All right.
I finished ad-libbing.
Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, I love it when we have all of us sharing these wonderful things. So the key to maintaining, shall we say, a civil adult society here in AltSpace VR is that if someone of any age is being disruptive, mean, bullying, harassing, toxic, making feel helpless, block them. Honestly, many of us feel that blocking is mean, but it's designed to keep you safe and create a more peaceful and fun experience for you. It's a tool. Don't use it like a hammer. This is probably a bad analogy, but consider it like a surgeon's scalpel to cut away the cancer that makes your experience a bad one.
Oh.
So, I know it's kind of a bad example, but it's a delicate process, but use your best judgment and help protect all of us. Okay, so after all, AltSpace VR is a pleasure for most of us. We've built strong relationships here, hosted amazing social events and experiences, so don't let a few toxic folks spoil your experience. So who else believes in that this is a special place? We want to keep it space. Give us some hearts, give us some applause here. Yay!
And while you guys are
they're
doing
still
this,
awake. We haven't lost them.
While you're doing this, those of you who have been coming to news and updates for a long time, I haven't mentioned this for a while, but I want everybody to notice that I am clicking on an emoji and I have not leapfrogged off the stage one time. It's not one time in 2020.
Yay! We're going for a new record. I love it.
So one last note on the info zone. International users, and this is a real issue. International users are streaming into the info zone at all times of the day, and they find no one who speaks their language. And sometimes it can almost seem, at first, when you hear somebody speaking, that it seems like they're making something up, like they're speaking. Well, I met somebody talking. But they're speaking a language nobody doesn't understand. So they find that they can't find anyone in the info zone that speaks their language. So community helpers are doing their best. But if you are fluent in one or more languages, please consider helping out, even for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes at a time, helping to greet people arriving from all over the world in the info zone. A few kind words in a familiar language welcomes them and introduces them to our community. So that is so important. We all we know what it feels like to be welcomed, and so please help us with this. So also consider offering meetups in a non-English language. This is really cool. Now Daisy Shaw is an example of somebody in our community who's well known, who started a regional meetup in AltSpace VR for people living in the UK. Others are starting to do the same for their countries and regions around the world. Scandinavia is trying to do that. There's other people trying to do that. A great chance to meet someone living right down the street from you, and you may not know it. So I just happened to be at an event the other day. It was interesting when you are talking to somebody and you're asking, what country you're from. Oh, you're from Canada. Oh, I live in Alberta. Oh, I live in Calgary. Oh, so do I. It's so bizarre.
I
when
love
that
it.
happens, right?
Small world.
So,
Even in virtual world, it's a small world.
True.
I love it. So as usual, we will be updating you on all the events that are happening here throughout the week here in AltSpace VR in our news and updates channel. And it now includes a feed from the AltSpace VR announcements, putting all the news you need to know in one place. Now, back to some world building. I need to tell you, our world building tour showcase was, as one participant described it, gobsmackingly brilliant. I love that description. we toured the worlds of Homer, one of the creative minds in world building here. He specialized in what's called hand sculpting, where you take two objects and you put them together to create something totally new using the World Editor Kit. So we viewed the popular worlds of What's Wrong with Homer's Brain, Homer's Nightmare, and Homer's Dream. And if you haven't visited them yet, do so. In Homer's Brain, he used over 180 rocks to create a stunning winged dragon. In Homer's Nightmare, well over 100 short pipe assets from the geometric kit were used to create a bandaged and gory mummy. And the Wizard of Oz characters in Homer's Dream, they aren't all finished, but they're well worth seeing. The Cowardly Lion is made of trees and rocks. Absolutely amazing.
Definitely learned that Homer's Brain is one place you want to visit.
It is.
Lots to learn from the creative mind he has.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. So to help demonstrate the potential of hand sculpting with the World Editor, and this blows me away again, I say it a lot, but I'm not a world builder. So watching people do such creative things, it's mind-blowing. So the sculpting with the World Editor is something available to everyone without any programming or Unity skills. One of the world building tour hosts, Karen666, she built a miniature, you guys. This is, again, mind-bending. She built a miniature Big Ben in an event space. We wanted to show it off here because it is amazing and an excellent example of hand sculpting. It took her about 5 hours and she only used one kit, just the Geometrics kit and text. Yes, text. If you look in this basic kit in the label asset, you'll find text. It allows you to use type, like a hyphen or a dash, caret, and even quote marks to design the Big Ben. Seriously, when you take a look at this, it is just incredible. I'm blown away, Karen. These hearts are for you. I think you're here. I'm blown away.
Yeah, she is. Yay. And she didn't stop there. She decided that since she created a bit of a British atmosphere, tea and cake were required. And she built this tea service complete with teapots, cups, cream, sugar, and Battenberg cakes, and 4 squares, and even a bowl of the most luscious looking fruit. The whole thing was made only using the geometric kit. Now this deserves a very, very special round of applause for Karen. Come on out, Karen. We see you. Yay, Karen. Awesome. And seriously, Mark even tried to eat the cakes. We were so hungry after seeing these. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, our goal is to brag about the brilliant artistic skills of Karen666. We hope what happens is that it inspires you to experiment on your own. Consider working in your own home space or create a world and restrict yourself to 2 or 3 kits. And see where your imagination leads. So all you have is the item objects in those few kits, and think about what you're trying to build and what pieces you could put together to create things like Karen666 and Homer and Daisy Shaw do, etc. So Lorella's kept a long list of ways to play around with text. If you are nice, she'll share them in our AltSpace VR events channel on our Discord, so you may experiment with them as well. Do you want her tips for making transparent and fun text tricks for world builders?
I'll only do it if you want it.
Okay, come on, you guys. Let's give her some hearts. We want the tips, right, you guys?
Okay.
Oh, come on.
All right. Well, there's a couple of you. All right, I will do my best to get those written up and out in the next day or so. Okay. So this week's World Building Tour is a repeat. I'm just now thinking of what I have to put together. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
What?
I just realized what I did there. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
the world.
we sort of got.
Yeah, that's okay. We got confused. The World Building Tour is a repeat of the popular Skeletons and Skulls tour with Karen666 and the World Building Tour team. She's found even more worlds with the theme of bones and cemeteries for you to explore. So I have to get my evil laugh out ready. Whoa. So don't you miss it, because we're also working on a special panel for hopefully the week after, if we can get it all coordinated, to discuss world building techniques, inspiration, and honestly, why you should build worlds here in AltSpace VR. So stay tuned for news on that next week. We're trying to put that panel together. And then Donna, you can tell them where they can find more help.
So yeah, and we'll get back on track here. So for more for more information on world building, visit thehelpaltvr.com and developer.altvr.com and check out the world building Discord channels and servers listed in our lobby. There are some wonderfully helpful people there just waiting for you.
Yay! Go for it. Now, to events. Oh my goshes. Oh, the events. We are still waiting for the announcement of the winner of the Great Meetup Challenge of 2019. I said it'd be in the first week or two, but
This is only happening because you have no patience.
I have no
This
patience.
is here for you to test you.
I know, and I know it was delayed because of the snow. Let's blame it on the snow. Why not? Okay. So hundreds of meetups were held over the last 2 weeks. So the Meetup Challenge back in December, first part of December. So we'll let you know who it is as soon as we find out. Now, many members are creating fascinating events. We'd like to highlight and thank the members creating those events and tutorial events that help people learn how to meet others here in AltSpace VR and to become friends. You know, these are just so important because many people here come in, they have extreme shyness or social anxieties, and it's a little bit different from the real world. So please make friends, host some meetups, get to know people, and find that you have some amazing people all around you who really want to get to know you. And I've attended a bunch of odds and ends events and had just way too much fun. So get going. We need more meetups going on.
Now we have great events that repeat themselves weekly, like the LGBTQ plus and friends meetups and hangouts, improv night, Universe on Saturday nights, Rated VR, Happy Hour, the Friday Night Barbecue, Evolve VR Meditation and New Book Club, VR Church Life Groups, Center Stage, live music with McViews, Tech Talk. Oh, that's an awesome event. And the Rocket Party. I'm not even that interested in space, but the Rocket Party is really interesting. So you guys attend things that are a little bit out of your usual, I don't say comfort zone, but just your passion zone. Because people that are passionate about something can offer things in a new way and make you interested. The Rooftop is another great event. The list is so long. So check the events calendar and check it often because new events get added all the time. And also check, if you guys, maybe you haven't done this before, go to altvr.com and you will notice that there's an option called channels. So a lot of events belong to a channel. And if you go to the website and check under channels, you can see a list of all the upcoming events. It will also display the past events, so you can get an idea of what kind of events that particular channel hosts. So that's a great resource for you. So, and you can subscribe to many of these regular events, including ours, to receive updates and information on upcoming events and activities by email. So just to be clear, you can subscribe to a channel and get information. Okay, emojis if you're not frozen. Okay, I think, Laurel just disappeared altogether. Okay, so we're just gonna wait one more second. Oh, you guys, these are just one of the things that we experience with technology, right? When I'm teaching 101s, I always say, it's not if you're gonna have a problem, it's when. And to get prepared for. So somebody just asked a question, sorry, I took it off the screen so I can't see it anymore, but somebody asked a question about how do you find a world if it's not on a list. I'm sorry, I may have misread your question, but let me just offer this for the few of you that can actually hear me. If you go to the website, there's no search tool for worlds inside our headset, but if you go to altvr.com, you have the ability, if you go to worlds and it's under the other menu option on the website, if you click on other, worlds is one of them. Once you click up worlds, you can actually use a search tool. to search for. So what I would do is put, so for instance, I think the question was Homer's Brain, about a question about the Homer's Brain world. If you just put in the word Homer, it should bring up all the worlds that Homer has built. So the search tool in the website is really quite useful. It's also, if I could just continue, it's also useful to be able to favorite worlds. So that you can see more worlds on a page and you can get through them faster. You can use the search tool to for keywords. And then what you can do is click on info on the website and you can favorite a world. When you go back into your headset, you have the favorites option in worlds. So that's a quick way of adding worlds to your favorites. And favorites is a quick way of getting to worlds that you love, either the ones that you haven't explored yet and would like to, or the ones that you really enjoyed and you want to make sure that you're able to get back to them. So other upcoming events include
Oh, go ahead. I'm back. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. Except I just fell off my chair. Hang on while I get my butt back in my chair.
Can you, just keep going for another bit.
No.
I'm still here. We're having a little
Okay.
technical difficulty with front row.
Okay.
Keep going.
Other upcoming events include Ron Flannery's humanist meetups and educational events. He's moved from occasionally to weekly events and is pushing the debate discussions into some fascinating areas. If you love intellectual concepts, check out the calendar, as he is not just hosting new events, but repeating some due to the popularity. So how awesome is that? Sometimes we hear event, we hear from people how awesome it was, but the event is over. It wasn't videotaped. So now some repeat events give you the opportunity to do that. Poetry Slam is this Monday, a great opportunity to get your poetry hat on and show off your words in rhyme, rhythm, or free verse. Tuesday is the creative writing meetup that Laurel hosts, and they are working with Yoko of Poetry Slam to feature some poetry writing workshops coming up very soon. Now, Educators in VR, their weekly workshop is always on Tuesdays, and this week it will be another popular Educators in VR 101, introducing you to the potential for VR, AR, and XR in education. Next week is another immersive classroom workshop and tour. Those are always so interesting. And stay tuned for more exciting news as Educators in VR tries to crash, seriously, the AltSpace servers February 17th to 22nd. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So
okay, and so Donna, if you could do the lovely re-enter for the audio, and I'll keep the fires burning here again. So so honestly, the Educators in VR International Summit is going to be amazing, and we're going to be talking about it, as she said, in a second. And to prepare the many speakers presenting at the summit from around the world, and to help others eager to improve their VR presentation skills, Educators in VR will be hosting some Speaker 101 workshops over the next month. So check out the schedule if you're interested in learning more about how to present in AltSpace. So because it's going to be an amazing conference, and so we would love to have you be on board for that. So the Ask Me Anything, are you back? You're back. Go for it.
I'm back, and no, go. I was just going to say I'm hearing the same static from your voice.
Oh, am I sounding
Okay.
stuttery?
So just keep going.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So the Ask Me Anything, or AMA series by VR Awards and AltSpace VR is back this year and off to an amazing start on Thursday, January 23rd, with the winner of the VR Education and Training Award, Vodafone and Make Real. This is an excellent opportunity to get insights on the development of this award-winning educational project that tackles the building a simulation training experience for cell tower workers on safety. I mean, they're up at the top of these freaking buildings with wind and everything else, so it's a great way for them to do the work training. You do not want to miss that. You want to take this next one, and I will re-enter.
AltSpace VR announced just over a month ago that they were turning all their energy into social and events platform, and events run the show, literally, around here. So make sure you check out the schedule of featured and spotlighted events and mark them RSVP or interested, and AltSpace VR will send you an email reminder an hour before the event so you don't miss a moment of the great live concerts, workshops, classes, meetups, There is seriously never a dull moment at news and updates. Never a dull moment in Altspace, never a dull moment in news and updates.
It just
So,
never
that was a run
ends.
we all enjoy,
Okay.
right? So,
Okay.
we'll wait till everybody
I'm
hopefully
ready.
gets back into
It's back? Okay.
into
Yep.
here.
It just never ends.
Remember that the conversation doesn't stop here in Altspace VR. Check out all the various Discord groups we have for the Altspace VR community and activities. Check out our official Altspace VR group and others in the list in the lobby. So that's check out the lobby posting. Now,
Okay.
the next few. This is what happens when you're testing new technology. So, like we said,
It
front row.
does.
Laurel, are you back?
I am back.
Like we said, front row is.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, you're back. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Okay. I thought I was already back. Well, I just want to say that we are having trouble with front row. I just went into the mirrored space and found that you and I are not visible. And so, you weren't up on the stage and none of the slides were working. And then I just let one of the staff know, and she says, well, yeah, I'm in the event space and I could see it. So anyway, so there's still some more things that need to be worked on. And this is going to be really important. So for our discussion day, we wanted to just briefly talk about what is going to be happening here in Altspace for Education, Educators in VR International Summit, because there's a lot going on with this. Not only are we going to have probably about over 150 speakers, we have, I think the last count was 9 different tracks. Isn't that right, Donna?
Yep.
And
Yes.
so the different tracks are going to be covering it's all about education in VR and integrating VR and AR and XR and MR into education. So we have a basics track covering, some basic how-to things. We have some research. The research that's being done into spatial technologies in education is amazing. We have examples of corporate uses for training and education in development, and we have some incredible special speakers, top-level speakers that are coming here to Altspace VR for you to listen to and ask questions of. We have a language arts training and education and using language arts in the classroom. We have coaching and personal development, medical and science, computer science and math programs with, check out the classes and things that have been going on there. They're already in Altspace. Some of those people are going to be presenting on how they do that. And then we have some student maker creator projects and collaborations and some development apps, and also looking at all kinds of different applications and hardware for the classroom. So how this event is going to be happening, just so you understand a little bit of the technical part, because it's a 6-day event, we're going to be overlapping with a lot of other events here in Altspace, and we apologize, but it's just for for 6 days. And we will be having an event space. So Donna and I are working on this, and we have some other people on the audience that are helping us out. And it's going to have be live streamed out to YouTube, but it's a cross-platform event. So that live stream is also going to be shown in Engage, Roomy, Somnium Space, and the list keeps going on from there. Also, we're going to be having some events in those spaces, and that live stream will be, will be brought into Altspace as well. So that's going to be interesting, and we're going to have multiple panels and events and all kinds of things going on. So part of the decision making for something as big as this, is we're going to be, instead of using custom worlds, we're using the templates that were created by Altspace VR because they're designed to hold the maximum amount of people. And I think that's an important thing. A lot of people are so hooked on building a custom event space for their event. I think that's wonderful. But do know it has to go through a whole analysis to be able to be used for an event, unless you're going to have 10 to 30 people. More than that, you need to have the space tested and vetted by the events team. So we're going with the template spaces because we can fit 70 to 80 people at one time, and hopefully front row will be fixed. There's a lot of coordination that's going on with a whole lot of people. This is a free and open to the public event, and we need volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer to help out, we need moderators, we need co-hosts, we need all kinds of people to help. We need people to film and to live stream. So we need your help with that. Anyway, I just wanted to say, if you have any questions about how to create an event that is that big and robust, we'll talk about that after the show. And but it is, and as we get closer to the event, if we have any tips or things that have popped up, we'd love to share those with you as well. So now I'm going to re-enter, and Donna, you were going to talk about some of the moderation and some of the different bits, because I'm having all kinds of little technical glitches.
And you know what? We're at our we're at the quarter of the hour. So I think we're going to say for this week that that's all for news and updates. You can keep up with AltSpace news and updates by subscribing to our event through the channels tab on altvr.com website. You can join us on Discord. And you can watch a live stream of past events on our YouTube channel. We've just added the AltSpace VR announcements feed to our news and updates Discord server. Have we mentioned Discord, you guys? We love Discord, so make sure you check out our Discord server. And we are here for you, to keep you updated on the news in AltSpace. So please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels with others so they can keep up with the news around AltSpace as well. And Laurel, oh cool, you're back?
I'm back.
Okay,
Hope
just in time for
all right, and we're going to be hanging around after the news to answer your questions and to chat with you. If you have any, if you want to volunteer, let us know for this event as well as for the Educators in VR International Summit. And thank you to all of our amazing volunteers and moderators that help make this event a success. Honestly, they put up with all the technical stuff going on today as well. And to Lisa, thank you up there who's filming, we're going to have a great blooper reel with this one. And so if you'd like to volunteer and help us out, please come talk to us afterwards, because I feel really weird about saying this now. We need your help. All right, so thank you, everybody.
Oh, story.
Oh, man. We definitely need some help here. All right, let me unmute people. Thank you, Lisa. All right, come on down here. All right, there. Now, okay, so hopefully now, I hope that from your perspective, the event wasn't as bad as what it